Hey there, it's Joelle at Brooklyn Book Doctor. How's your Friday going? It is beautiful and sunny here today. My hair is doing funny things. And I'm going live today with Sue Van Raes, who is a former client who just got her book deal recently. We're super excited for her, celebrating Sue's success, and really excited to talk to her today about how it went and what it all entails. So just waiting for her to hop on. Hey, Mary, nice to see you here. Let's see, she is coming right on. Okay, how's it going? How are you doing today? Let us know in the chat how you are. I'm going to be talking to Sue in just a moment. It's a great time to be out there writing your book. It's a great time to be putting yourself out there or getting ready to pitch in the new year. Here she is. And what are you working on? Curious to know what is on your plate this fall. What book dreams are you into? What are you up to? Let us know in the chat. Yeah, it's exciting. It really is. I know, it's really amazing. I love it. I love the whole process, but this moment where you really cross that finish line is so exciting. Okay, here it comes, Sue. Okay, here she comes. Hi. Hi.
Oh,
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, busy week, lots going
Busy,
on.
busy. Yep.
I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm really happy you could come here. Thanks everyone for joining us. I see people popping on. I am Joelle Han. I am Brooklyn Book Doctor. I am in Brooklyn, New York right now, sunny Friday afternoon. And I am joined by Sue Van Raes, who's in Colorado, in Boulder. And we're going to talk today about, well, first of all, I want to say congratulations on your book deal. That is amazing. Super psyched for you. How does it feel?
I just got like butterflies when you said that. Um, it feels really good, but it's definitely like a little bit of a roller coaster actually, just because
Oh,
so many things to like consider and think about. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited, but I've definitely had a rainbow of
right,
kind of like
right,
couple of weeks.
right, totally. Well, why don't you tell us the title of your book, just to get us oriented?
Oh my gosh, I so wish I knew the answer to that question. But there's so many titles being thrown around right now, and so I don't know. And the
Oh,
title that I wanted seems to be completely not working. So a little bit back to square one with titles, but I can tell you maybe a little bit about the subtitle or about um,
why don't you
kind of.
tell us what the title was, if you can
Okay,
remember?
yeah, I can definitely remember. Um, the title was Satiate, which really speaks to, a lot of different aspects actually of our being, which I actually love because it's like definitely related to food and definitely related to so much more than food. Um, yeah, so I'm not sure what's up with that word, but publishers and agents don't like it. So
Hmm.
I had a little bit of remorse over that, but that's
Yeah.
been kind of going on for the past many months. Um, and I've kind of started to let it go. My podcast is named Satiate, so maybe it would be even
Right.
confusing, I'm not sure. But anyways, the book is really about satiating our bodies with food and how to do that on many levels, both biochemically, but also in a way that feels aligned with, our beings and our hearts and our souls. And also the relationship between how food can either take the place of other aspects of our life that would be potentially satiating, like personal fulfillment of sorts, as well as, sort of the deeper aspects of what do we actually need to be satiated in our life in general, from a kind of holistic perspective. So I don't
Because
know.
nourishment's about a lot of things.
Nourishment's about so many things. And I think when we're not getting nourished in other parts of our lives, we often take it out on our eating. Most of us can relate to that.
Right. Totally.
So working
So
the name.
work in progress. Do you have
Yeah.
any subtitles right now that you're happy with?
I have one subtitle that I'm happy with. And it is How to Make Peace with Your Plate So You Can Stop Stressing and Start Living. I find that so many people are so stressed about food and body that they're
Yeah.
like missing out on the good stuff in their life because it's
Right.
so all consuming.
Right.
But we'll see
Right.
if that holds or not either.
All right. Yeah,
Lots
that's
of
funny.
little aspects to consider.
It's funny to get this far along in the process where you've really thought about your book, you thought about what's in it, you thought about what you present, what you represent, what you do professionally, and then
Yeah,
to go back to square one with the book title.
I know. Yeah. So I feel like I'm actually a name person. So I need something soon, even if it
Yeah.
changes, just to kind of have a working title. Um, but I don't have control over that either. So, right now I'm practicing both writing a lot and being focused on that as well as letting go of some things that I don't have control over, which we'll see.
So one thing I'm curious about, and hopefully this isn't too in the weeds, but when you sign with the publisher, where they're like, "Great, we love your book, we love the content, we love it exactly the way it is. Go off and write it," or did they say, "We love everything about it, except we want you to do change this and change this"?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the funny thing is there's a little tiny story about that. This week, I've been still in conversation via my agent with the publisher. Um, and I asked her about setting up a meeting with me and the editor so that we can talk a little bit more about that because I was writing and feeling wobbly around, am I on the right track? Am I on the right track with this next chapter? Having not had that much time to get to know the editor yet and what what she's looking for. And so I kind of sent this message through my agent to the editor, and she wrote back through the agent back to me saying, we love your proposal. So keep doing, if that's what you're doing, you're on the right track. You don't have to worry, which was actually really helpful because it gave me a little confidence and a little bit of strength, in writing this next piece, which, I feel like I'm still kind of floating around that a little bit.
Right, right. Because writing a book is, as you know, writing the chapters is very different than shaping the proposal. So
Yeah,
hopefully it's just you're getting back into the writing of the chapters now, and so you're finding your feet again.
absolutely. And there were two sample chapters in the proposal in the end that she read. So she knows my writing style, kind of, and hopefully, more of that is good. Good. We'll see.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
So tell me, when do they have a publication date for you?
They don't have an exact date, but they have like a month, which I believe is going to
Okay.
be January 2024.
Okay.
It's possible February, but she thinks January because of the food focus kind of being a little bit in the new year
Right.
aspect of timing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just it's due mid-June, so I have from now to then to
Okay.
write.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. A lot of people don't realize because our world moves so fast that books are still a very slow process. So
So
slow. So you signed this book deal a couple of weeks ago, right? Early September?
I was offered it. Yeah, I think it was September 2nd that I got the offer, and there was a bunch of
Yeah.
negotiations and just little details since then.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then you have till June. So you have, what is that, 8 months, 9 months to write the rest of the book?
Yeah, 9 months, and it kind of feels like a school year to me,
Yeah.
which I actually love because back to school was always like my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
Um, so now, and then parenting for so many years, like getting my kids back to school and that whole rhythm feels really good actually. And I'll be finishing it up actually the same week that I travel to my Bali retreat in June.
Oh,
So
great.
kind of nice to give myself that little,
All those deadlines.
bookend of now to then and a school year in
Yeah.
so many ways that
Nice
feels.
that it's a nice spacious amount of time to write in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Is that
definitely.
your June deadline, is that for the final draft, or is that the pages they haven't seen yet?
I don't know. I think it's the pages they haven't seen yet because they won't
Okay.
have edits Yeah, so they'll be still editing over the summer, I'm expecting, and that kind of thing.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're going to send them stuff as you're writing it.
Yeah.
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 Great. That sounds perfect.
And there's also just questions I don't know yet because we're still so at the beginning and I
Yeah.
have like a list of questions that I'm still kind of
Yeah.
learning through what's going to happen. And the whole process is new to me in this way, traditional publishing. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of learning in the process. Some of the learning is like with writing and with the internal aspect. And then some of the learning is just with these questions that I've never asked before. So it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Yeah.
Do you know how much your editor will be involved in the
I
editing?
don't know exactly, but I know two other people who have worked with her actually, and they really both have great things to say about that process.
Oh,
So
that's
I feel really
wonderful.
comfortable with her, and I really like her. And I feel like because I've gotten a little bit of feedback about how she is in the publishing world, it feels like a good fit. So
Great.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
I realize we haven't said who you're being published by.
Oh, New World Library.
Yes.
Um, So good fit for me, lots of books and titles and topics that really align with me. So I feel really good about it. I was actually reading a really old Deepak Chopra book recently. And I was like, I wonder how old he was in this picture. It looked like he was like 40. And I leafed back to the beginning of the book, and it was published in 1993 with New World Library. And that was like right after I got the book deal. So I was like, oh, that's such a good sign, you know? So anyways, I feel like they've been around for a long time and they're very reputable.
Yeah. It's great to be at a house where you respect the other authors and you feel like you're in good company. Hey, Jules. You feel like you're in good company with them.
Yeah.
Um, Jules also, she got a book deal with Sounds True, and her book's coming out in November.
That's funny because I remember watching an Instagram live that you did with her, and I've seen her book cover. So congratulations, Jules. It looks
Yeah,
amazing. How exciting. So
that's it.
exciting.
That's in your future too. Your book cover reveal.
All of it. Yeah. So many pieces that are so exciting and creative. Yeah. And fun.
Yeah, you get to see the design of the book, the internal layout, how they do the cover. I think it's kind of an amazing moment when you see your name on the cover and, hey, Jules.
Hello. Hello.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when you said, yes, this is the book deal that I want, this is the house I want to be at, how did you celebrate?
um, it's kind of been a little all over the place. Like I've been mostly just keeping it a little close to home right now, with like my closest people. I know I reached out to you pretty quickly to share because you've been so integral in my process. So yeah, nothing dramatic, but more just kind of a few toasts and a few, dinners and things with friends and talking to a lot of people that have been part of my journey and just kind of sharing the news. And
Yeah.
it's sort of been, it's felt a little bit surreal, to be totally honest. So
Hmm.
somebody the other day on one of my mastermind groups was like, um, make sure you celebrate. And it was actually really good advice because it so quickly can just become like all about like, when am I going to write this? How am I going to change my schedule? What needs to happen for this to flow while I still maintain all the other parts of my business to some degree. And so I've been kind of focused on that more so than the celebrations. But,
Hmm.
at the same time, I've had lots of support from friends and family. I'm really excited to share it with you. So,
That's awesome. Yes, I think we have to celebrate those milestones because every step has new requirements, right? And every step is going to be a learning curve the first time through. So when you reach something that feels momentous, like I've been working towards this and now I reached it, I think it's important to give yourself that moment of enjoyment if you can.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying really hard to like do all the things that need to happen and at the same time take some time for myself to just like relish in the experience, which,
Yeah.
you know, we can easily just go into overdrive, I think, if we're not careful.
Yes,
As you
exactly.
I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
And your voice memo that you recorded for me a couple weeks ago when I was.
Oh, your sound went out. What happened? Oh, there you
Weird.
are.
You messaged me about, yeah, sorry about that. You messaged me
Okay.
and I was telling you how I was going through a rainbow of emotion. And then you sent me that voice memo, just being like, when you get to a big milestone that you've been working on for so long, it does feel a little bit odd to get there and to just stand in that place and be like, okay, here I am after all this time. So,
Right.
there's a little bit of like taking a moment to just kind of sort that out.
Right. Right. You're
Yeah.
shifting into a new identity, a new reality now. So you've been working hard to get to this place to get a book deal. So there was the idea, there was the first proposal you shaped, there was the revisions of the proposal, there was a first wave of pitching, there was a second wave of pitching, there was a certain amount of waiting, there was finding your agent, then the agent was sending it around. So it had these various stages.
Yeah.
And I think, we can get attuned to that and then like this is what it is. But we haven't even got to the place where the book is happening yet. So now you're at that place finally. So this is the discovery of this moment is what is it like to write a book when you're under contract with a publisher?
Right. Yeah. And, I'm actually loving writing right now. Like I was thinking, okay, like going into the cave, like what's that going to be like? But it's actually been really pleasurable. I'm sure there'll be times where it might change, but right now I'm really enjoying that. So I'm just also trying to celebrate that. Like I do love writing. I do love what I'm writing about. I do love my work. And so that is really fueling me a lot right now, which is fun.
Yeah, and you're really well set up. You've got the chapters summarized, you've got a couple written. Like it's not like you have to start from scratch, which is just the beautiful thing about having a
Totally.
proposal.
Yeah. If I was starting from scratch right now, it'd be a different level of overwhelm for sure.
Right?
Yeah. So nice. I can just be like, oh, what's this chapter about? Oh yeah. I can go look back at the proposal and really remember all the little details within it that were laid out. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the thing that when you're writing the proposal, you think like, I just want to get to writing the book. And of course, that makes a lot of sense. That is what we're in it for, is to write the book. But a book is such a big project that it's easy to forget, like, oh, what did I think came next? So when you go back to the proposal and see, oh yeah, I already know this is what comes next. It can be very satisfying. It can
Mhm.
feel very contained. So you
Yeah.
can take that next step.
It's really helpful. It's really been giving me some good structure. And I feel like within that structure, there's lots of space for creativity, but the structure is helping me feel like there's a plan and that I can move within it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice to have the thinking work done. I mean, I feel that sometimes when I have to send emails, if I make the list of the emails, I'm like, okay, I don't have to think. I know what this email is about. I already got it figured out. And now I just have to sit down and write it. It
Yeah.
becomes easier.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
perfect balance between like structure and creativity is really what I'm looking for right now, for sure.
Yeah, right, exactly. That balance, the yin and the yang.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so excited for your book. I think it's just wonderful that you got a book deal. Very happy and proud for you and of you. And anyone who's watching this, if you're feeling inspired by Sue's success, my program, Book Proposal Academy, is open. Applications are being accepted right now. You can be in the position that Sue is at this moment. The link's in the bio. You can go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and apply. And very soon you could be somewhere where Sue is at. Having that book deal signed, writing the chapters, anticipating the book coming to life, seeing it. Soon you're going to see it on the publisher's catalog. And be like, oh my gosh, there's my book.
And I want to say that your support and all the work we did together around my book proposal and all the clarifying and all the layers that we went through around that, internally and externally, really have been very integral in my process. And I'm so grateful. So if you're on the fence or if you're, nervous about taking the leap, I mean, I just want to really tell you that, your work is so incredible and those people listening should really check it out with
Thank you.
all of them. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Sue. Yeah, I mean, working with people like you makes it all worthwhile. So thanks for
Thank you.
those kind words.
Always. Thank you.
All right, well,
For your
awesome to
help.
see you today. Oh, yeah, yeah, just a love fest over here.
It's a love fest. Have a great day. And it's so good to be. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming so much. And we'll be in touch soon and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Joelle. Take care.
Okay. Bye, Sue.
Bye.